The alien world of Valterra sprawled beneath twin suns, its jagged crystal forests gleaming like shards of ice in the harsh light. Rivers of molten silver cut through jagged cliffs, and the sky pulsed with streaks of electric storms. Kael, the lone human operative, crouched behind a massive crystalline outcrop, scanning the horizon with his multispectrum visor. His mission was small in scope but potentially explosive: infiltrate an abandoned Valtari research station rumored to hold intelligence on Empire operations. Simple reconnaissance. But the moment he landed, Kael knew this planet hid more than just secrets, it hid danger. As he stepped carefully over the sparkling terrain, he caught sight of a collapsing figure in the distance. The figure was humanoid but distinctly alien, skin shimmering pale lavender, eyes wide with terror, and limbs trembling. Without hesitation, Kael ran toward her, ignoring the way the ground hummed ominously beneath his boots. Others had passed her by. Soldiers, scavengers, even rogue mercenaries. But Kael could not. His hands grabbed her as she fell to the ground, and he steadied her trembling body. "You're safe now," he said, voice firm but gentle. She looked up at him, suspicion and gratitude warring in her gaze. "They'll kill me," she whispered. "Everyone abandoned me, everyone except you." Her voice was melodic, but brittle with fear. Kael adjusted her weight on his shoulder. "Then let's make sure that doesn't happen." They moved swiftly through jagged crystal fields, ducking under electric arcs and avoiding patrols of Empire scouts. Every step seemed to whisper danger. Every shadow could conceal death. Yet Kael never faltered. Humans were known for their stubborn survival instincts, and he carried that trait like a second skin. By the time they reached the partially ruined research station, the twin suns were setting, casting the landscape in hues of fiery orange and purple. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of scorched circuits and oxidized metal. The alien woman, Lyra, led Kael through a maze of corridors, her limbs shaking from exhaustion. "This was my family's sanctuary," she said, her voice trembling. "But the Empire, they destroyed everything. They left only ashes and ghosts." Kael nodded, scanning for movement, weapons at the ready. "Then we'll make ghosts of them instead." Suddenly, the walls echoed with the sound of heavy boots. Empire patrols. They had been followed. Kael whispered, "Time for the fun part." With a quick glance, he gestured toward a maintenance hatch, and together they slipped through a narrow shaft. Sparks from exposed wiring rained down as they scrambled to safety. Lyra's pulse raced, but Kael's presence steadied her. There was something about humans, she realized, that made even the most impossible situations feel like hope. Emerging in a lower chamber, they found themselves surrounded by dormant energy conduits. Lyra's eyes brightened. "This room, it's a sanctuary. My ancestors used it for healing rituals and psychic bonding. If we can activate it, it will protect us, and bond us." Kael raised an eyebrow. "Bond us?" She flushed faintly. "It's complicated. But it will make us stronger. Together." Kael smirked. "I like strong. Let's do it." They placed their hands on the pool of pulsing energy in the center. A golden light enveloped them, weaving through their bodies like living electricity. Kael's mind was flooded with sensations, memories of Lyra's childhood, her people's struggles, and their shared desperation. He felt her fear and her determination, her loneliness and her hope. In return, she felt his strength, his ingenuity, his courage, and his relentless refusal to give up. The psychic bond solidified in an instant. They were no longer just allies, they were a unit, a fusion of human tenacity and Valtari resilience. The calm was shattered by the sound of a massive door slamming open. Admiral Dravik, a towering warlord of the Empire, strode in. His armor radiated authority and menace, his presence filling the room like a physical weight. "So," he rumbled, "the last Valtari and a human fool. How touching." Kael stepped forward, placing himself between Lyra and Dravik. You're about to find out humans aren't so easy to kill. Dravik raised his gauntlet, energy arcing ominously. The ensuing battle was chaotic, a blur of movement and power. Kael dodged devastating swings, countering with precise strikes that exploited every opening. Lyra used her psychic abilities, hurling energy blasts and creating barriers to protect them both. Their synergy was mesmerizing, her alien power, his human cunning. Dravik's attacks faltered against their combined might. Kael felt his body push past pain, past exhaustion. Humans were resilient. He lunged, managing to disable a crucial power node on Dravik's armor. Lyra followed with a psychic strike that shattered the warlord's defenses. Dravik fell, defeated, and the chamber fell silent except for their ragged breaths. "We survived," Lyra whispered, her hand brushing Kael's. "We actually survived." Kael smiled, a mixture of relief and admiration. "We do more than survive. We fight. We protect. That's what humans do." Weeks later, they found refuge on a forest moon far from Empire reach. Humans and aliens who had survived the purges began gathering around them, forming a community. Kael and Lyra trained together, sharing skills and knowledge. Their bond deepened, not just through battles and survival, but through shared moments of vulnerability. Romantic banter became flirtation, flirtation became intimacy, intimacy became a promise of future. One evening, under the glow of twin moons, Lyra placed a small infant in Kael's arms, a hybrid child rescued from a war-torn colony. Abandoned and alone, now safe. "She's ours," Lyra said softly, resting her head on his shoulder. Kael kissed her forehead. "Then we protect her. Together." They watched the moons rise, the stars twinkling with possibilities. Humanity's resilience, combined with the courage of a Valtari warrior, had forged something new, a symbol of unity, love, and hope. No one had dared to help the aliens, except this human warrior. And in doing so, he had created a legacy that would be remembered across galaxies. Months passed. Kael and Lyra continued to train the survivors, establishing a network of resistance cells against the Empire. Children laughed in fields where the crystal forests once whispered death. Kael held Lyra's hand as they watched the next generation play, their hybrid child laughing in the sun. The psychic bond between Kael and Lyra ensured they were connected even when apart, their hearts guiding one another. Then, one fateful day, a message arrived from a distant colony, another threat from the Empire. Kael looked at Lyra, determination in his eyes. "Time to go help more people. We can't stop here." Lyra nodded, gripping his arm. "Humans, you really are insane." "Maybe," he said, smiling. "But we make a great team." They launched in their ship, the twin suns glinting off the hull, ready to face whatever the galaxy threw at them next. Their legend grew, the human who dared to fight, the Valtari warrior who dared to trust, and the family they had forged together. Across star systems, their courage became a symbol, a story of defiance, love, and hope that would inspire countless generations to come. No one had dared to help the aliens, except the human warrior. And through him, they survived, they loved, and they endured. The galaxy would never forget.